step by step. Now you've put everything in here. I only wanted your force project, so I'm just going to scroll down to where your force project actually starts. Here somewhere, I think. Right, those are your independent little projects. Let's move this down. So it's starting here. Alright, so here you've got your mind map. That's really good. I like that. You're looking at movement and action. It's strange because you've looked at planes 1, 2, 3, 4 times, so you expect your next set of pictures is going to have something to do with aeroplanes, but there isn't. So it's a bit of a strange, jump from this stimuli to book pages, which couldn't be more opposite. So I'm not sure what's going on there. These pictures are fine. I mean, they're really nicely done. Good depth of field. I like you to write words like shallow depth of field, low viewpoint, f1.8, macro lens, etc. Write them on the actual pictures themselves. You don't need to write a big paragraph, but you can write a sentence. So this was your first investigation, and then here were your responses. And I know you had a go, but they didn't turn out as well as you wanted them to, which is totally fine. It's not a big deal because it was your first set and you've moved on from that. And then you've looked at this image here. This obviously had a big impact because you've then gone to look at clocks and more watches. But your presentation just really is a bit, well, it's weak, to be honest. And I don't understand why you've left really big gaps around your work and why things are so uneven. You've been doing presentation now since year 10, so that shouldn't be the case. Here your layers screenshot it's stretched. I can tell that because the writing looks really stretched. You've tried to fill this space and you've not even cropped this properly. You know, it's not even been cropped properly. It should be cropped fully like this. And if you did that, then you could probably get away with enlarging it like this, and you're going to fill most of the space. But you should actually be writing a few words here. What does this eye in the clock in the eye represent? Is it just a response? Okay, and then you've got this set. Alright, so here again, you've put this in. I've chosen to move forward with the idea of the force of time and the aspects of incorporating clock, work, or clock faces into a photograph. Someone found rescue photos behind it together to make an idea. Right? Why? What does this mean? Why is a clock in her face? What feeling are you getting across? What's the mood? What's the expression? I know what you've done because I can see it. But why? What is the result? When someone looks at it, what do they think? Okay, so you need to talk about the effect it's having on the viewer. Why have you done this? Look at the presentation. It's really not that good. You've got all these layers and you've created this picture. Well, I've actually helped you create this, which is totally fine. But if I've helped you create this, you now need to think, how does it link to my project? And now I've removed the eyes altogether. What does that represent? And I should be actually putting that information in here. And then you've gone down to here where you've looked at, where you've used Sarah, last minute job, and then a crack, which you've taken off the internet, and then you've produced this. And unfortunately, the quality of this is just nowhere near as good as the quality of these. It's not because you use secondary source information, it's because the idea works better. So we spoke about this, and I gave you a kind of like a whole agenda of what you need to follow in order for this project to work out and be successful. But it just seems as though you've kind of not taken that into account, and then your final outcome has ended up being multiple hands and a clock in the middle. So it's totally kind of removed the subject altogether, even though the subject has always been in every picture. And now you've just got a hand come out of nowhere. I know it probably one of the hands that you photographed previously, but there's nothing leading up to here. It's just, well, why have you gone in this kind of formation? It's like a star form. It's like a snowflake. Why have you not done hands in multiple places? Why have you not got them in the corner? Why have you not shown more development? So what you need to do is you need to really look at what you've done already. What is the most successful and what works? Because to be honest, your project really starts when you start deciding, I'm going to do something with time, which is about here. But it goes from there to there in like a matter of a few slides, like 10 slides. You've gone from that first clock to this hand thing. So it jumps around a lot and it doesn't seem cohesive enough, and that's because your artist links are extremely superficial. You know, you've got one artist here with an eye and a clock, and that's it. There's just one artist for this entire clock theme. You know, why haven't you looked at other artists that might have looked at clocks? Why have you not looked at artists that might be doing compositing and superimposing things? You know, you've limited yourself massively because you have not used any more artists. You've got one reference to an artist linked to time, and it's just not enough. You know, so you need to look at time in photography, the clock in art, the representation of time. You need to go on Flickr. You need to get more ideas and more inspiration. All of this I would class as just ideas. None of these are exhibition worthy. I would say this picture is quite interesting and it's quite cohesive. However, it was it's just something you pulled out of the bag without really any idea as to why you've done it, and it doesn't really represent anything. And if it does, if you are trying to represent time, or the hands of time, maybe that's what it is, the metaphor for the hands of time, it's not apparent. You've not really told me that, and you've not shown me more examples of this. So I want to see more developments if you're going to do the hand thing. But even if you do the hand thing, I want to see another artist, I want to see another photographer. I want you to develop this project further. You need more pictures of watches and clocks. I've got some watches which I want you to photograph. I've got some old clocks which I want you to photograph. I really want you to continue with this project and take it further, because it does need to go further. But the actual photographs, when you've taken the photographs, are of good quality, but this project is not the strongest. Some of these pictures earlier on are stronger, but this is what you were just observing. You were just snapping away pictures, things that you saw, and you did that really well. However, this project is more than just snapping. It's actually creating images which have some meaning and some links. So you need to go about doing that and try and make sure that you do have some more specific links, because at the moment it just seems as though you're fishing for ideas. So yeah, look over this video, watch it a couple of times, take notes from it, and start developing this clock idea. But initially you need to look at more photographers and artists to give you some more ideas.